James and I have been together for almost 3 years now. I always thought our relationship was solid. James is kind, supportive, and has this quiet confidence that drew me to him from the start. We met at a friend's party, and despite coming from very different worlds, we clicked instantly. I'm from a modest background, and James, well, let's just say he's from a family that's well off. Very well off. James never made a big deal out of our differences. He always said he loved me for who I am, not for where I came from or what I have or don't have, for that matter. But his family, they're a different story. His parents, especially. They've always been polite to me, but there's this undercurrent of judgment. It's in the way they look at me, the little comments they make, like I'm some charity case. I've tried to ignore it for James's sake, but it's not easy. Last week, I got an invitation to dinner at his parents' house. This wasn't unusual, we'd gone there for dinners before. I thought it would be the usual awkward small talk, pretending to laugh at his dad's dry jokes, and trying not to take offense when his mom brought up James's ex, Emily. Again. Emily, who's the daughter of a senator and runs her own charity. Emily, who was such a good fit for their family. I figured I could handle it. But this dinner turned out to be anything but usual. When we arrived, there was a strange vibe in the air. James's mom greeted us with a forced smile and his dad looked unusually serious. They were dressed like they were going to some business meeting, which felt off. I mean, who wears a full suit and tie for a casual family dinner at home? We sat down at the table, and after some brief, awkward chit-chat, his dad cleared his throat. His mom glanced at him, and I noticed she was holding a thick envelope in her hands. She slid it across the table toward me. I felt my stomach drop, sensing something big was coming. She started talking about how much they cared about James, about their family's legacy, and how they've always been careful about protecting their assets. Then she got to the point they wanted me to sign a prenuptial agreement before the wedding. She said it so casually, like she was asking me to pass the salt. I was stunned. I mean, I knew his family had money, but this felt so calculated. I looked at James, hoping he'd say something, maybe reassure me, or at least acknowledge how weird this was. But he just stared down at his plate, looking like he wanted to disappear. I opened the envelope and pulled out the document. It was thick, way thicker than I thought a prenup would be. I skimmed through it quickly, trying to make sense of the legal jargon. It didn't take long to realize that this wasn't just any prenup. It was extreme. The terms were brutal. If we divorced, I wouldn't get a cent from James, no claim to any of his family's assets, which included several properties, investments, and even shares in a few companies. I would get a small monthly allowance for a limited time, but it was laughably low, barely enough to cover rent in the city. There were also clauses about my behavior stipulating that if I were ever unfaithful, I'd get nothing. There was even a section detailing the kinds of social events I was expected to attend with James to uphold family reputation. It felt like they were trying to control every aspect of our lives together. I felt a mix of anger and disbelief, but I kept my face neutral. I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of seeing me upset. I calmly set the papers down and asked for some time to review them. I could see James shifting uncomfortably in his seat, like he wanted to say something but couldn't find the words. His dad chimed in, saying that this was just standard procedure in their family. He made it sound like I should have expected this, that I should be grateful they were even considering me